Hey, what's going on? Luke here, and I can't believe 7 years on we're still making videos like this. But I'm here to give 5 features that Rugby League Live 5 must have if it's going to be a half-decent game. Like I said, it's been 7 years and it's been 7 long years. And I got to say, there's a fair few features like the fan hub and such that have kept the game going. And some of the things I'm going to talk about have actually been able to be achieved because of the fan hub. But I'm going to be talking purely not like fan-made creations and all that sort of stuff. I want things that the actual game itself puts out, like an NBA 2K does, like your EAFC/FIFA does, and all the other sort of sports games. Now, I know this necessarily isn't like groundbreaking information or groundbreaking ideas, but they're just ideas that I've had for a long time and I've been thinking about them, and I thought it was time to do a video talking about it because I feel like everybody at some point's done some sort of video about this. I mean, I probably have too. It's been 7 years, so of course, you're going to be making lots of videos talking about what's next for the new game. And, by what's next, we mean, just hopefully the game comes out. But I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to jump into the 5 things. And the first one that I've got listed down is obviously an updated career mode. Career mode is okay. It's okay on Rugby League Live 4. I feel like the bar wasn't set very high, to be honest with you. And jumping from Rugby League Live 3 to Rugby League Live 4 wasn't like some crazy big upgrade. But for a game coming out in 2024, 2025, maybe even 2026, just in general, whenever it comes out, I feel like you just can't have a bare bones, basic little career mode that the game's sort of been putting out, and also very, very broken in different aspects in terms of, the player growth and all that sort of stuff. I would like them to go the sort of FIFA route and just have set growths. And, say, for example, you have like Galvin comes in, his trajectory 90 or something like that, you know what I mean? Where instead of, one career mode to the next one, you could have guys who, Galvin could stay at a 68 or something, like whatever he would start off as. Like, it's crazy that the career mode, it just varies so much. And then some of the ones, like you fast forward, 5-6 years and your best players are like random Joe Blows. They're like literally like 96, 97 rated. And they're generally guys who were playing reserve grade at the time and never ended up doing anything. So, yeah, it is interesting to see career modes, and it is very funny to see your international sides, your Australian lineups, New Zealand lineups, and you just have all these random guys. Meanwhile, you guys like Tom Trebojevic, Tedesco's, all that, they can't make the side. So, yeah, overall, just a more consistent career mode and just more up-to-date and a little bit more, like more next gen, I should say, is, probably a good way to put it, rather than just a bare bones one. On to the second one, I have Ultimate Team, or, the My Team, just some sort of version of an Ultimate Team. And I feel like this is something that everybody sort of talked about, at this day and age, you've essentially got to have some sort of game mode like this. And I think for the Rugby League games, there's never really been an incentive to play online rather than play against, the computer and all that sort of stuff. It was kind of like a career mode sort of game. Because they, the Be A Pros and all that sort of stuff. It's not a game that when I picked it up, I'm like, yeah, I've got to go play online. Whereas I feel like an Ultimate Team mode, I feel like it entices you to play online. And also in terms of if they want to make money, like we've seen how much money all these companies are with all the microtransactions and stuff. This is a good way for them to make money. If they want to make a profit on these games and, all that sort of stuff, this is the way to do it. Imagine doing like pack opening videos and stuff, try and get yourself, I'll get to it later, but try and get yourself legends and icons and, all that sort of stuff. I think it would be crazy. Team of the weeks, informs, even just the good players in general. It would be amazing, but like we obviously don't have anything like that. And at different times, I've done little series where I've done a few things where I've sort of got creative, and they've actually done really well. So it does show you that we do want this sort of stuff. We do want a draft. We do want that sort of stuff. So just give us a little bit more creativity in terms of online, and essentially just give us like an Ultimate Team game mode. I know it gets shit on a lot by FIFA fans and, that sort of stuff, but I really enjoy it, and I think it's a good way to keep up to date with the actual players as well. Now, the third feature, I sort of touched on that a little bit earlier, but the legends, and not only legends, but legendary teams. Now, if you want to call them icons, you want to call them immortals, maybe like immortals would be good, because, the whole tissue, the actual real life thing, or maybe you can have them as like the absolute elite. Andrew Johns, immortal, he's like a 98 rated or something, those sort of things. But yeah, whatever they end up calling it, just some sort of legend status for some players, bring some players back. Obviously, you can do this on the fan hub and stuff, but it's all fan made. I want something that's official. I would like to see them recreate some old State of Origin sides, or, you know, some of the teams that won the grand finals. Like, how sick would it be? We just saw the Bulldogs run out in their heritage jersey 2004. Imagine if the actual 2004 side was on the game. You know, all the actual likenesses and all that sort of stuff. All the players actually resemble each other, rather than the fan art. Because obviously, you're going to actually be able to sort of, you know, on the fan hub, you're going to be able to find some of the elite players. You can probably go on there, you can probably find Andrew Johns and Darren Lockyer and, you know, all these sort of guys, Wally Lewis. But when you get to some guys like just your random sort of players who are very good, but people probably aren't going to make them. Like, imagine, you know, you're looking for, say like Royas Tarsi, for example. He's a good player. He could be a legend on there, but he's not someone that people necessarily are going to go and make on the fan hub. So it's just, you know, you can get legends on there, but it would be nice to see the actual game itself come out with some proper legends and not rely on the people to go and make it. Now, the fourth feature that I would like to see is the ability to have rule changes. Now, I don't think you can turn them on and off. Like, I would like to, when I say rule changes, I would like for you to be able to create your own stuff. Obviously, the NRL changes their rules all the time, like literally all the time. I don't know exactly how you do it, but I would like for there to be some sort of feature where you can turn off and you can turn on rules and all that sort of stuff. And obviously, it might not end up being anywhere near what the actual rules are. You know, in a couple of years' time when the game comes out, and, you know, we're a few years down the line, and, you know, there's been a billion rule changes and, you know, all these different things. It's probably going to be hard to replicate it, but it would be just interesting if they can just give us just a few little options. Like, something that comes to mind is, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden, you know, line dropouts aren't a thing, or we've seen like scrums. They're always talking about getting rid of scrums and all that sort of stuff. So maybe give us the options to just get rid of scrums, or, like, you know, like things like that could possibly happen in the future. So I think that's something that probably won't get discussed by a lot of people, but I think it would be a nice little feature to have. And lastly, the last feature that I've got, I don't know if this is like a popular one, but for me, I feel like the difficulties are just absolutely dreadful on this. Like, you go from one difficulty to the next, and you guys who've played it for years and years and years, you can probably attest to this, but the leaps up are just crazy. Like, it's not even like a gradual leap. Goes from one difficulty where, you know, you're like, oh, well, I can't lose on this one. Then you pump it up to the next one, and all of a sudden, your players literally can't tackle. They just get palmed off every 2 seconds. That's why I play on veteran rather than legendary, just purely because it's like, it's not enjoyable to me just getting palmed and getting shoulder charged like every second tackle. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's not like you time tackles or anything like that. It's just straight up, it just happens. Like, there's nothing I can do to stop it. So I would like there to be some sort of change the difficulties, or at least make it a little bit more realistic, I guess, rather than just have like the best difficulty. Oh, well, all of a sudden you just can't tackle them. Like, make them run better plays, or, you know, something like that. Just, you know, they kick a lot better. I don't know exactly how to do it, but there needs to be a switch up in the difficulties. Also, just while I'm on the topic of just sort of touching things up a little bit, I think the camera angles would be good as well, because I feel like they are quite limited. Obviously, majority of people are going to play from sort of behind the player's point of view, and I do that now, but back in the day, I used to play side on, which, I don't know, when people watch the videos, not necessarily people too keen on it, but in terms of when you watch it on TV, there's no real way to replicate the actual television broadcast look. Like, they swapped it out. Like, it's still there on Rugby League Live 4, but it's not actually usable because it looks just like a little bit too zoomed in. I can't remember exactly what it was, but something was like a little bit off with it. So it was pretty much unusable. So yeah, if they could just touch up those little things as well, that would be great. But yeah, the difficulty is the big one. Just give us a little bit more variation than, you know, either we run straight through them and you know, players don't make tackles, or they literally barge through every single tackle that we try and make. Like, it just goes from one extreme to the other. So yeah, they're the 5 features that I'm looking forward to in Rugby League Live 5, or whatever it ends up being called. Let me know in the comment section below, what are 5 features that you would like to see, or just even features in general. Did you enjoy the features that I talked about? Do you think they're relevant? I feel like there'll be a big discussion about Ultimate Team and stuff. So you know, let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts of it? And yeah, I'm going to wrap things up here. Hopefully you did enjoy that one, guys. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. I'll save the whole shtick. Just go and leave a like and subscribe. Use the notification bell. Kind of know what to do these days. Also, social media, it's on the screen right now. It's Mr. Luke on YT. Go ahead, give give me a follow, give me an ad. And also the members, you see them on the screen right now. I've got a few members, I've got a lot of super chatters. So thanks to everybody who has been super chatting and, becoming members and all that sort of stuff. It really helps me out massively. Sporty Man been going off as of late. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, I'm going to wrap things up here. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next one. See yous.